How many times have you ignored that gut feeling? How often have you convinced yourself that someone cares, despite the evidence in front of you? You tell yourself they're just busy, that they didn't mean to hurt you, that maybe, if you try harder, they'll finally see your worth. But deep down, you know the truth. People who don't care about you don't have to say it. They show it, through neglect, through selfishness, through the way they always expect, but never give. They take your kindness for granted. They dismiss your pain. They never ask how you're doing, yet expect you to be there when they need you. And the worst part? You allow it. You make excuses for them. You hold on to the idea of what they could be, instead of facing what they are. The Stoics taught that suffering doesn't come from what people do to us. It comes from our refusal to see things as they are. You are not suffering because someone is treating you poorly. You are suffering because you keep allowing them to stay. This isn't about bitterness. This isn't about revenge. It's about clarity. It's about finally recognizing the signs and making a choice. Will you continue to tolerate those who don't value you? Or will you finally see the truth and walk away? In this video, we'll break down 8 undeniable behaviors of people who don't truly care about you. If you recognize these, stop justifying them. Stop waiting for them to change. Start protecting your time, your energy, and your dignity. Leave a comment below. I choose respect over one-sided relationships. Like, share, and subscribe to Victory Stoic to reclaim your self-worth. Because if you don't start respecting yourself, no one else will. Number 1, they only reach out when they need something. It's funny how some people have a sixth sense for reaching out. Right when they need a favor, they don't check in to see how you're doing. They don't remember your birthday. They don't ask about your struggles. But the moment they need a ride, a loan, a favor at work, or someone to vent to at 2 a.m. because their life is a mess, suddenly, your phone lights up with their name. If this sounds familiar, congratulations. You're not a friend, you're a convenience. Marcus Aurelius once said, "A person's worth is measured by the value they place on things." And some people, they don't see your worth, they see your usefulness. Consider this. You have a friend, let's call him Jake. You and Jake used to hang out, grab lunch, and talk about life. Then, over time, he stopped reaching out. No calls, no messages, just radio silence. Until one day, Jake needs help moving apartments. Suddenly, he's the friendliest guy in the world. He texts you, calls you bro, and tells you it's been too long and you should catch up. You agree to help. You carry boxes up and down 3 flights of stairs while he casually supervises. He barely thanks you, doesn't offer a drink, and the moment his last box is inside, he's gone again. Weeks go by, months. No texts, no calls. Until, surprise, he needs a job referral. Jake doesn't care about you. He cares about what you can do for him. This isn't friendship. This isn't mutual respect. This is transactional, and the only one making withdrawals is them. Some people treat relationships like a vending machine. They put in just enough effort to keep the machine working, then press the button whenever they want something. And if the machine ever stops dispensing what they need, they don't fix it, they just walk away and find a new one. If you find yourself in a one-sided relationship like this, it's time to unplug the machine. So, what do? First, stop making yourself available to people who only show up when they need something. Set boundaries. If they only call when they need a favor, don't pick up. If they suddenly become friendly right before a request, see it for what it is. And most importantly, ask yourself, if I stopped giving, would they still be around? Because the truth is, real friends, real relationships, they don't vanish when they don't need something. They check in, they care, they reciprocate. If someone treats you like an ATM, stop dispensing. Let them find another machine. Because you're done being used. Number 2, they never check in on you. There's a simple test to see if someone truly cares about you. Stop reaching out first and see how long it takes for them to notice. If the silence drags on for weeks, months, or even years, congratulations, you've just uncovered the painful truth. They weren't really in your life. You were just the one holding the door open. Seneca once said, "One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood." But how can someone understand you if they never bother to ask? Think about it. Have you ever had that one friend who always responded to your messages, always picked up when you called, but never, not once, reached out first. You could disappear for 6 months and they wouldn't even notice. But the moment you text them, they act like everything is fine. Maybe they even say, "Wow, it's been so long, we should catch up," as if the reason for the silence was mutual. It wasn't. This is the difference between real connection and convenient presence. A real connection means someone wonders about you when you're not around. A real friend notices when you've been quiet, when you might be struggling, when life might be weighing on you. They don't need a reason to check in. They check in because they care. A person who never reaches out is sending you a message. You are not on their mind. Imagine Sarah. She always texts her friend Mark to check in, to make plans, and to be there when he needs advice. One day, Sarah decides to stop, just for an experiment. A week goes by, 2 weeks, 3 months, not a single message from Mark. Then one day, out of nowhere, her phone lights up. "Hey Sarah, quick question. Do you still have that contact for the job opening?" Mark didn't forget about Sarah. He just didn't think about her until she became useful. The painful truth is, if someone never checks in on you, you are not a priority to them. And if they only remember you when they need something, they never truly cared in the first place. So what do you do? Stop chasing people who wouldn't even notice if you stopped. Stop holding up relationships that only exist because of your effort. Stop making excuses for people who don't even ask how you're doing unless it serves them. Because real friends, real relationships, they don't require one person to do all the work. If you've been carrying the weight of a friendship, put it down. See who picks it up. If no one does, it was never a friendship to begin with. Number 3, they dismiss your problems but expect you to care about theirs. Ever noticed how some people have a magical way of making your struggles seem insignificant? Yet when they have a problem, the world must stop? You tell them about your stressful week, and they say, "Oh, come on, that's nothing. You should hear what happened to me." You mention feeling overwhelmed, and they roll their eyes. You're overreacting. But the moment they face the slightest inconvenience, they expect your full attention, your sympathy, and your emotional support, as if their problems are the only ones that truly matter. This is not friendship. This is emotional one-sidedness, and it's exhausting. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If someone can show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth." But here's the truth. Some people are not looking for fairness or understanding. They only want to be heard, not to listen. Picture this. You confide in a friend about a difficult time at work. Maybe your boss is being unfair, or you're struggling with a toxic coworker. Their response? That's just life. You should toughen up. But a week later, when they have a minor disagreement with their boss, they flood your messages with paragraphs about how they are being treated unfairly. They demand your sympathy, your advice, your outrage. Suddenly, workplace injustice is a massive issue because it's happening to them. Or maybe it's in relationships. You open up about feeling neglected by your partner, and they casually dismiss it. Maybe you're just being needy. But the moment their partner forgets to reply to a text for 5 minutes, "I can't believe this. I feel so unappreciated." See the pattern? Your pain is an inconvenience. Their pain is a crisis. These people can care. They just choose not to care about you. They are fully capable of offering empathy, but only when it benefits them. When you need them, they minimize. When they need you, they maximize. So what do? Stop giving people more emotional energy than they give you. If someone consistently dismisses your struggles but expects you to be their emotional crutch, start mirroring their behavior. If they downplay your pain, don't go out of your way to validate theirs. See how quickly they notice the shift. Real friends listen. Real relationships involve mutual care. And if someone cannot offer you the same attention and respect you give them, the solution is simple. Stop expecting them to. Number 4, they compete with you instead of supporting you. A real partner celebrates your victories. A fake one sees them as threats. If someone truly cares about you, your success is their success. They're happy for you. They lift you. They want to see you thrive. But when someone secretly resents your achievements, downplays your progress, or subtly sabotages your confidence, they are not a partner. They are a competitor in disguise. Seneca once said, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." But insecure people? They are never content. They don't want to see you doing better than them. Imagine this. You get a promotion at work. You're excited, you share the news with your partner, expecting them to be proud of you. Instead, they cross their arms and say, "Oh, must be nice. I guess I'll just keep slaving away at my job while you move up." No congratulations. No happiness for you. Just a passive-aggressive remark that makes you feel guilty for succeeding. Or maybe you decide to start working out, getting healthier. Suddenly, your partner starts making snide comments. "Oh, so you think you're better than me now?" Instead of supporting your self-improvement, they make you feel like taking care of yourself is a personal attack on them. And the worst part? It's subtle. It's disguised as jokes, as sarcasm, as "I'm just messing with you." But deep down, you feel it. The resentment, the jealousy, the constant need to keep you small so they don't have to face their insecurities. This is not love. This is not a partnership. This is competition, and in competition, there are no real teammates, only opponents. A person who truly cares about you will push you forward, not hold you back. They will see your success as something to celebrate, not something to resent. They will be proud to stand beside you, not secretly hoping you fail so they can feel better about themselves. So what do? Pay attention to how your partner reacts when you succeed. Do they uplift you? Or do they make backhanded comments? Do they support your growth, or do they subtly discourage it? And most importantly, ask yourself, am I in a relationship with a teammate or a competitor? Because love is not a race. And if someone sees you as a rival rather than a partner, it's time to stop playing their game. Number 5, they talk behind your back. If someone truly respects you, they defend your name when you're not around. If they don't, they degrade it. It's that simple. Nothing reveals a person's true character faster than what they say when you're not in the room. The one who smiles at you but whispers behind your back, who shares your secrets for a cheap laugh, who rolls their eyes at your struggles when you're not there to defend yourself. This person is not your ally. They are your saboteur in disguise. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And some people? Their thoughts are soaked in envy, resentment, and insecurity. They don't want to confront you directly, so they do the next best thing. They poison others against you. Imagine this. You and your partner Alex have been together for years. You trust them. You confide in them about your fears, your insecurities, and your struggles. One day a friend pulls you aside and hesitantly says, "Hey, I didn't want to say anything, but Alex has been telling people that you're insecure about your weight." They joke about how you get jealous easily. Your stomach drops. You laugh it off. No, that must be a misunderstanding. But then you notice the way your friends smirk when you bring up certain topics, the way they glance at each other when you mention your new job, or the way they make jokes that hit just a little too close to home. Suddenly, it clicks. Alex hasn't just been sharing details. They've been turning you into entertainment, and when you confront them, they act shocked. "Oh my God, I didn't mean it like that. You're being too sensitive." They downplay it. They gaslight you. But the truth is out. The person you trusted made a mockery of you behind your back. So what do? You believe the evidence, not their excuses. If someone is willing to discuss your weaknesses behind your back, if they share things you told them in confidence, and if they seek validation from others by diminishing you, they do not respect you. And where there is no respect, there is no relationship worth saving. A real partner, a real friend, a real ally, they protect your name when you're not around. They don't sell your dignity for social currency. They don't laugh at your expense. They don't betray the trust you gave them. So if someone talks about you when you're not there, ask yourself, would they still be my partner if they couldn't make me look small to others? If the answer is no, walk away. Because respect is not something you should ever have to beg for. Number 6. They don't remember important things about you. Love is in the details. Respect is in the little things. If someone truly values you, they remember the things that matter, not because they have to, but because they care. But when someone consistently forgets the things that define you, that shape your experiences, that make you, it's not forgetfulness. It's a sign that you are not a priority. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But some people, they listen just enough to respond, not to remember. Imagine you're dating someone. Let's call him Ryan. You've been together for months. You've talked about your childhood, your family, your job, your allergies. You've mentioned multiple times that you're severely allergic to peanuts. One day you go out to dinner. Ryan, in his usual casual way, orders dessert and without thinking, offers you a bite. You take a bite and immediately your throat starts to close up. Panic sets in. You reach for your medication as he stares at you blankly. Oh, wait, you're allergic to peanuts? You never told me that. Except you did, many times. Or maybe it's something less dramatic, but just as telling. Your birthday rolls around, and instead of a thoughtful gift or even a heartfelt message, Ryan asks, wait, when was your birthday again? You've been dating for months. You celebrated his birthday. You remember his favorite childhood movie, his coffee order, and the name of his dog from 3rd grade. But he can't even remember the day you were born. Then there's the social humiliation, the moment when you introduce him to your family and he stares at them blankly. Sorry, what's your uncle's name again? You've told him at least 5 times. Or when he meets your coworkers and asks, so, what exactly is your job again? Despite you explaining your role more than once. It's not about memory. It's about effort. People remember what matters to them. They remember their favorite sports stats. They remember their favorite song lyrics. They remember what time their favorite show comes on. And yet, they can't seem to remember the things that are important to you. That's not forgetfulness. That's indifference. So what do? You pay attention to what they remember. Do they remember things that benefit them, but forget things that are meaningful to them? Do they only show interest when it's convenient? Do they expect you to know everything about them while offering you nothing in return? Because love, respect, and care don't come from grand gestures. They come from remembering the little things. And if someone never remembers those, then maybe, just maybe, they never truly cared in the first place. Number 7. They belittle your dreams and goals. Nothing reveals a person's true nature faster than how they react to your dreams. A real friend, a real partner, a real supporter, they uplift you, not tear you down. But when someone mocks your ambitions, dismisses your passions, or subtly makes you feel foolish for wanting more, it's not just an opinion. It's a reflection of their insecurities. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." And yet, some people waste no time in telling you what you shouldn't be. Imagine this. You've always dreamed of opening a coffee shop, a place where people can run board games and even create pottery. You've done your research, you've envisioned the atmosphere, and you're passionate about the idea. One day, you finally share it with someone you trust, your friend, your partner, your supposed supporter. And their response? That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Who even plays board games anymore? And pottery? That's so random. You'd lose all your money in 6 months. Just like that, your excitement fades, your confidence wavers. And for what? Because someone who has never taken a risk in their life thinks they have the authority to dictate what's realistic. This is the truth. People who belittle your dreams do so because they fear chasing their own. They see your ambition and it reminds them of their stagnation. They mock your passion because deep down, they resent that they don't have one. Instead of saying, "Wow, that's amazing, how can I support you?" they throw doubt, sarcasm, and negativity your way. And the worst part? They disguise it as just being honest. But there's a difference between constructive criticism and destructive dismissal. A real supporter might say, "That's a cool idea. Have you thought about the competition in your area?" Or, "I love that concept. Let's brainstorm ways to make it profitable." But someone who doesn't respect you? They won't even entertain the idea. So what do? Surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, not those who try to shrink it. If someone laughs at your goals, ask yourself why their opinion should matter. Do they have the life you aspire to? Have they built something from nothing? Or are they just another critic, content with doing nothing but tearing others down? Because here's the truth. No one doing better than you will ever mock you for trying. The only people who belittle dreams are those too afraid to chase their own. So go build your dream. And if someone rolls their eyes, let them watch. Number 8. They don't put in effort to maintain the relationship. A relationship, whether it's friendship, family, or romance, is a two-way street. It requires effort from both sides. If you're always the one reaching out, planning, checking in, and making time, while they contribute nothing, then let's be honest. You're not in a relationship. You're in a one-sided transaction. Seneca once said, "A friendship that can cease has never been real." And that's the brutal truth. If someone is perfectly fine letting the relationship fade without a second thought, it was never as important to them as it was to you. Imagine this. You've been friends with Chris for years. Every birthday, you go out of your way to get them a thoughtful gift. You check in on them when they're feeling down. You support their ambitions, celebrate their wins, and make an effort to keep the friendship alive. But one day you decide to test something. What happens if you stop texting first? Days go by. Weeks, months, nothing. Chris hasn't reached out once. No check-ins, no plans, no signs that they even noticed your absence. And suddenly it hits you. This friendship was running on your energy alone. Or maybe it's in your romantic relationship. You're constantly making time for your partner, listening to their problems and showing up for them when they need support. But when do you need them? They're too busy. When you ask them to put in the same effort, they sigh. Why are you being so needy? You're not needy. You're just asking for the bare minimum. And the reality? People who care show it. People who value a relationship nurture it. If someone is willing to let things fade without resistance, without effort, without even noticing, then they were never truly invested to begin with. So what do? Stop watering dead plants. Relationships should bring energy, not drain it. If you find yourself exhausted from being the only one trying, walk away and see if they follow. If they don't, you just got your answer. Because a connection worth keeping is never one-sided. And you deserve more than someone who only values you when it's convenient. Conclusion. The signs have always been there. The missed calls they never return, the excuses they always make, the way they dismiss your feelings, the way they only show up when it benefits them. People who don't care about you are never truly subtle. They just rely on your willingness to overlook the truth. But no more. It's time to stop justifying, stop making excuses, stop clinging to relationships that drain your energy and self-worth. If someone constantly disrespects your time, your emotions, and your efforts, you owe them nothing. Not another explanation, not another second chance, and certainly not another moment of your peace. As Seneca wisely said, associate with those who will make a better man of you. The people in your life should elevate you, not exploit you. They should cherish your presence, not treat it as an afterthought. So here's the reality. You don't lose people who truly care about you. You only lose the ones who never did. If this message resonates with you, take action. Comment below. I choose self-respect over one-sided relationships. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to reclaim your power, like, subscribe, and follow Victory Stoic for more lessons on strength, clarity, and the art of not settling for less. Life is too short to waste on people who don't value you.